Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here on live stream number 123. It's June 26th, 2023. Did you know that it is officially summer now? It is. Started on the summer solstice, which was June 21st. So it might have felt like summer before that, but now it really is summer. And actually, it didn't feel like summer. Last week, it was actually chilly, crazy. And then yesterday, over the weekend, it was pretty brutally hot and humid. We were out spreading mulch all weekend long, 3 yards of it. And I'm still a bit sore. Makes me think about, in fact, I even said this to Ann when we were working. Imagine working like this every day. And I know some of you do. Man, I can do some physical labor, but for the folks who do that every day, work from like 7 to 4, physical labor, go to bed, get up the next day and do it again, 5 days a week, maybe more. That is brutal. So we did it 2 days in a row, and it was kind of killer. So thanks for being here. It's good to see you. As always, if you're new to the channel, we'll be talking about tractors and gardening and projects and DIY projects and life in the country and all that good stuff. And as you saw by the thumbnail, it's going to be an opportunity for you to join the show with a live Q&A. I like to do that every month or so, and have some guests join us. And you hear from some other great YouTubers out there who like to join in and fill us in on what they're doing. So we'll open this up a little bit later on, and no guarantees that you'll get on, but if there's an opening, we'll do it, and we might have to take turns and whatnot. If you are new to the live stream, please say hi in the live chat so that we can properly welcome you to the live stream family. We meet here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 to 8, wrap up by 8. Keep it short, keep it simple. And also let us all know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Where'd you find the channel? Or where do you watch the channel? Appreciate knowing that. And of course, if you click the thumbs up during the live stream, I always like to have that. I already talked about tonight's show. We're just going to do a free roll, open forum, all that good stuff. So right now, I'll go to the comments section. I was looking at some of these comments early on because a lot of you jump on maybe 30 minutes beforehand and start in the comment section saying hi to everybody. So hi, everybody. I see a lot of names here. Chevhead Ed and RCAF Polar Express, Manisto Key, and Chris from the Watershed Overlook, and Mikey0011, and Ross on the Land is here. And I see that Chevhead Ed bent your front end loader. Well, my friend, you are not alone. One of my early videos was called I Bent My Tractor, and it performed very well. A lot of people saw that, and I had bent my front end loader as well. Mine was racked beyond, maybe it wasn't beyond repair, but the fact is that KTAC Insurance replaced it because it wasn't, I guess it was probably better to replace it than to try to repair it. At any rate, I bent mine. I hope that yours is repairable or replaceable. Sorry to hear that, but these machines have limits, as we tend to find out. And I admittedly pushed mine when I first got it because I thought it was going to be a little more robust than it is. Believe me, they're good machines, but you've got to be careful. You got to pick up your loads level and balanced. You got to recognize the limits of these machines. So there you go. Using a grapple. That's what happened to mine. These grapples are awesome attachments. I love my grapple, but they can overwork your tractor. If you're picking up what you thought was a dead tree, it wasn't. If you don't balance the load, it can rack that loader. What happened in my case was I had dropped this relatively big tree. The tractor would not pick it up. It was beyond its capacity. But I thought, well, if I just roll it back a little bit, I can at least pull it back. And I was doing that, and one side hit the tree stump that was sticking up. And when it did that, it grabbed and I guess it went like this, and it racked the loader, kind of twisted it just enough so that you could actually see it like that. But that's what happened to me. And again, I take responsibility, and as I said in that video, insurance covers stupidity, and that's what it did. So um, that's what the insurance is there for. Not that I would want to ever use it. I feel embarrassed to have to use insurance at all. Like that time I bent my tailgate. I have a problem bending things, don't I? Well, it happens. And insurance companies are happy because most people aren't going to use their insurance. That's the idea of it. And the whole idea of insurance is that those of us who don't need it help those of us who do need it. And it's supposed to work out. I don't know. I don't know if it does or not. But anyway, that's what happened to me. I'm going to look through some comments. I see folks are getting some rain. We've had rain a little bit here and there. Actually, it rained a lot the other day. And then when we were doing the mulching, we transplanted a few plants around the property. And after a couple days of nice soaking rain, you go to dig up the plant, and like an inch down, it's dry. It's amazing, amazing how much it takes to get the ground really saturated. So, but the rain is good. Right now, I'm looking out the deck, and there's water on the deck. So it's nice just to have that little bit to keep the grass and the plants happy. It was getting to be the point. We had such a dry spell that it was almost like the end of August. You know how the end of summer things start to finally just look tired. Springtime is beautiful. Everything's green and lush. And then summer is great, usually June, July. And then by the end of August, things are just brittle and tired. The grass is tired. Everything's tired. And it was looking like that already. Here, it was just mid June and things were already looking tired. The grass was dying. It was crumbling beneath your feet. And then the rain came and brought everything back to life. It sounds like a song. So, anyway, Kent from Hope Construction, good to see you. I'm sorry to hear that you are hurt. I'm not seeing if you shared what happened, but I hope you're doing okay. My producer's telling me that you tripped over a tomato cage, so that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. Speaking of, not to make this about me, but I'll make this about me for just a second because I'm going to rant for just a moment. I got a bill. I moved it. It's not here anymore. I got a bill the other day from some company. It wasn't the insurance company. It wasn't the doctor's office. It was some company. And the letter said, "Your doctor recently ordered like home health aid for you." And it was a bill. And I called them and I said, "I didn't have any home health aid." And they said, "Well, that could be equipment. Did you have any equipment?" And I said, "Well, I tripped and I fractured my wrist." And they gave me a wrist splint. And they said, "That's it. That's what it was, the wrist splint." Remember that wrist splint I had on, that black Velcro wrist splint? You can buy that same wrist splint that I had on Amazon for $14. I got a bill for $250 for that wrist splint. I'm not a person who gets angry, really, too much. Ask my friends. Uh, things don't get to me that much. I could feel my blood was boiling calling this company, and $250 for a $14 wrist splint. And I just thought uh, that just made me really angry. You think about the healthcare system, people taking advantage. I was just really mad. I even said to the woman, I said, "This is really criminal what you're doing here." And she didn't say anything. I said, "I know, you're just the messenger." And then she laughed. She said, "It's true. I'm just the messenger." And I said, "Well, I'm not paying this, at least not now." And I said, "I'll call you back." And I just didn't. But it just made me so mad that they could mark something up so much. Uh, so, but that's what they do. And I know a friend of mine said she was charged $100 for a Tylenol, I guess, when she went to the hospital for something. Anyway, it just it's frustrating. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, I haven't gotten hurt that often, but we learn as we go. So if I ever end up in that same situation or one similar and they bring out a splint, I'll reject it and say, "No, I'll just buy one online. I can buy this." It was material and Velcro. It had some metal in it, and it just kept your wrist steady. But they sell them. I mean, you can get they're like from $10 up to $30 on Amazon. They're all basically the same thing. They just immobilize your wrist. Uh, but and Edward Joyce, believe me, I thought about it. I thought about saying, "Here, I'll send you a replacement, and we'll call it even." That's exactly what I thought of. But anyway, I'm not going to get off on some tangent about healthcare and all that garbage. But uh, I just hate to see. I don't want to say people taking advantage of things because it's not people; it's these big companies that take advantage. But it comes down to somebody saying, "Hey, we can mark this up that much." Anyway, rant over. Let's talk about fun stuff. Here's the fun thing. My wrist is not in the splint anymore, and it still really hurts. The doctor, I think I told you, the doctor said I could have pain for up to a year, and it's tight. It doesn't bother me so much anymore when I use it. Like I noticed using a drill, it would bother me. I worked all weekend, and I used the tractor for a lot of it. It was just hot more than anything. But I did do some manual labor with shoveling it from the trailer, the mulch from the trailer to the bucket. I used the rake and whatnot. So it's doing well. It's really tight. My knee still hurts. I can't kneel on my knee, but the good thing is it's getting better. And yeah, Mark, the doctor did not order physical therapy. He was going to, but then when he what do you call it? Not inspected, evaluated. When he looked at me, he moved around. He's like, "You have enough mobility." He said, "I think if you just use it, you'll be okay." So that's what I'm doing. I'm just using it. Um, Terrible. Anyway, that's okay. Of course, then we had the accident with the Silverado, and lucky to be okay with that. But still, that's been a couple weeks now. My neck is still bothering me. Um, Back is still bothering me, but I'm mobile. I'm able to. I'm not complaining. I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. Let's just make the whole show tonight about Ed complaining about things. No, not really. We're not going to do that. But I could. I could. I I think I shared with you that I'd like to write a book one day called First World Problems and think about all the things that I complain about, and then I realized to myself, you're a moron for complaining about that. Like one of my favorite ones is if I go through like a drive-through Wendy's, McDonald's, one of those places, and I get French fries, and I'm usually by the time I go through a drive-through, it means I'm beyond hungry. Like I've waited too long, I'm starving. Let me get some fast food because I'm starting to get hangry. And if I get French fries and they're fresh, they're like too hot to eat, man, I get mad. I'm like, it makes me so angry that my food is too hot. And then I think about people in third world countries who would love to have warm French fries. But I think that's my favorite one. Like, oh, these are too hot. My food is too hot. It's too filling. Anyway, I have a whole list that I should write down of little complaints like that where I think, are you nuts for complaining about that? But yeah, I can't think of other ones right now because I had one the other day where I thought that that bothers me. Um, Kind of goes back to microwaves when they were new. It's like, oh, this microwave takes forever. It's like 2 minutes to heat up a cup of water. Too long, too long. So, what's everybody doing? It does sound like old age. Yep, exactly. Backyard Maine is here. Man, you are killing it with the shorts on YouTube. Kind of found that little niche about electrical tips and tricks, and you, my friend, are doing really well. I like your videos; they're really well produced. You're getting a lot of followers there. I hope it's literally paying off for you. I don't know how that works, like with all the shorts that you're doing. I don't really do that many shorts. I do some shorts, I do some TikTok videos, but the long form videos are kind of the ones that not that I like to do, but they're kind of more of what the channel does well with. So yes, David, it could be better, but it could be worse, and that's always. I'm thankful that I've always had the attitude that things could be worse, or that there are people out there who are much worse off. Um, I've gone through some hard times, but don't we all? I've gone through well, not myself, gone through death, but not me. Anyway, death of family and loved ones, really painful. I've gone through difficult situations with family. I've gone through difficult financial situations, um, and those kind of situations. To me, you always come out stronger on the other end. Uh, Personally, I tend to come out on the other end more empathetic to other people, but I've always had the feeling of no matter what is happening in my world, somebody out there is dealing with a boatload a more difficult situation. So it's hard to complain, and I like to jokingly complain about my first world problems, but I realize that there are much worse things out there happening right now. I'll tell you this. Sorry if you didn't come here to listen to me talk tonight. Well, I'm sorry because I'm talking, but I'm gonna open this up here shortly. Um, but I can tell you a little life thing here that life does have ups and downs for sure, and I've been through some really painful, I think, low points. I often think I could be miserable if I wanted to. I think I deserve to be miserable, but um, right now, as they say, the pendulum swings both ways. Right now, it's in an upswing, and life has been so good the past few years that there were times where I thought I'm a little bit afraid right now because things are happening that are good, and it's kind of scary because you think, is something gonna break here? Is something gonna happen? I don't know. But that's life. Life has good moments, and embrace them when they happen and enjoy them because it will go back. We're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be tragedy and loss and sorrow and pain and illness and all that stuff because that's just how life goes. So enjoy the moment, my friends. All right, enough of that. I'm not preaching here. Uh, Yeah. So let me find this link here, and we will copy it. And we'll do a sticker giveaway later too. We're going to give away some of the anniversary, not anniversary, 25,000 subscriber limited edition silver stickers. Going to give away some of those a little bit later on. But meanwhile, let's see who has any comments or questions. Just ask you to keep it clean, and keep it on point, basically. Anyway, if you've not yet joined us, you can click that link. You need a functioning webcam and microphone. You might need headphones so you don't get feedback. But anyway, folks can start jumping in the background, and as I'm able, I'll bring you on again. No promises, but that's how you do it. You just click that link, and you'll pop up, and then we can chat. And you don't have to stay. If you have a question or something, maybe we'll have some other YouTubers, content creators join in. You might have a question for them. Uh, Whatever you want with that, you can join there. So there's the link. Feel free to join. I do have one guest in the ready, and this is our friend Ross from Canada. Ross is a good friend. He and I chat throughout the week and whatnot. So I'm glad that he's always here for backup, and just a good person with a great channel, has a Kubota BX tractor. So let's see what's happening in the world of Ross. Hello, Ross.
Hello, Ed. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
That's good to hear. Is it still winter up in Canada?
It's definitely getting closer now that the solstice is finished, but no, it's still summer. We're actually getting our first good rainstorms this week, so that's really nice.
Yeah, we are we're moving towards winter now, aren't we?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like the days are now getting shorter again, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, you're depressing me, Ross. I brought it up,
Sorry,
didn't I?
you did.
Anyway, no, we have a lot of summer ahead of us still, and good times for sure.
Yeah.
But so you've got some fun projects you've been doing. I know your latest video, you added some weld-on chain grab hooks, or actually your son did some good welding there.
Yeah.
So nice upgrades to the BX.
Yes, very happy with those. Yeah. I'm just waiting on paint.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because you shared with me that, well, you shared on your video.
Yeah.
Why is a can of Kubota orange spray paint, was it $40?
$80.
$80?
$80 Canadian.
$80 Canadian, which is like what? $80 American?
Yeah, about probably like $50 or $60 Canadian
Still.
or US.
Do you know why? Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if it was if it's like a Amazon actual or like someone's reselling. So what I was thinking is maybe you and I can get together. You can ship me all of your orange paint for like $7 or $4, whatever you get it down there, and then I'll resell them in Canada for $60 or $70, and we'll split the difference.
Mark them down. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. And not available at your dealer, you said?
I haven't checked my dealer. But I've checked my local like box stores and stuff, and they didn't have any. So one of these days I'll get out to my Kubota dealer, and I know they do have it, but I think it's like $17 or $20 there. I think so.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Let's see what our friend Chris has to say about that. You know Chris, don't you?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
Everybody
Good, how are
knows
you?
Chris. What's that show? Everybody hates Chris, right?
Yeah.
It was Everybody Loves Raymond. Everybody hates Chris.
Well, it's probably more like the former, but you know.
Anyway, did you hear that story, Chris? How about that? $80 for a can of spray paint?
Yeah, that's crazy. I think at our dealer, it was like $39, $40 for a can of this stuff. But Ross, I think I sent you.
Yep.
I don't remember now what paint it was that I used, but I think it was a Tractor Supply brand, and it looked just fine.
So
Yeah.
even a Kubota dealer paint is still expensive here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
How you liking that truck, Ed?
What's that?
How you liking that truck?
I love that truck. I love it. I'm very happy. You mean this truck?
That's the one.
That's the one. Yes. Well, I'm happy with it. Never owned. Well, I can't say I've never owned a Ford. I owned a '92 Ford that was, just kind of a beater truck, and that was a fun truck. But this is the newest, nicest Ford I've ever owned, and I won't say I'm a convert from GM to Ford. I would enjoy another Silverado too. But anyway, I mean, it's new. It's 2021.
Right.
It's pretty new. It's only got 12,000 miles on it. What's not to love, right?
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yes.
I wanted to jump on the back of your story for the cost of medicinal things.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, I went in and had a scan done, and the thing from start to finish, I had to go in. They shot me with a little dye. They put me in the machine. They did the scan. I was in and out in less than 20 minutes. The bill was $11,000.
My gosh.
Now, I have insurance, fortunately, so I didn't pay nearly that. But I just thought, can you imagine how much that machine must cost? How
Yeah.
much, 19 minutes or something like that, in and out, like undressed, dressed, and out the door. I thought, goodness
Chris,
gracious.
do you have to pay out of pocket first and then bill your insurance, or do they bill direct?
They bill, it's all a racket. They come in and they look what the insurance company is supposed to pay, which we know they're not. And then they tell you what part you're going to pay. And then the insurance company and them get in their little back room, I guess. And,
I'm
Ed's
still here. I
camera.
don't know what happened.
am I gone?
Yeah, it's Ed's.
Oh, that's
it looks
you.
like it's Chris's problem.
It is Chris. I used the same webcam utility, so I thought it was me.
Huh.
Your voice is still there, Chris.
And-
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, so I'm not gone.
So
All right.
I'm sitting here laughing, thinking, listen to Ross the Canadian. Like, tell me about what is this private health insurance you're talking about? I don't understand. What you pay for what now? I don't get it.
Well, we do have like a long wait. We recently went to the hospital and we were there for 24 hours for the doctor to say, yeah, it was probably this, and you can go home.
Is that emergency room visit?
Yes.
Wow. My wrist would
Yeah.
have been healed by the time I was seen, right?
Yeah, you're right. Now, it's different for things like broken bones because they'll send you right to x-ray and then they'll put a cast on you. Be out in half an hour.
Right.
But if it's something that they're not sure about and you have to go see a doctor, and because we went at like 1 o'clock in the morning when the issue started happening, I guess like the skeleton crew was there.
Yeah.
And we weren't seen until like 1 in the afternoon, basically. So
Do you have to stay in line, or can you say, I'll go home and you call me when there's an opening?
no, you have to stay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Or you can just say I'm leaving, and then you just
Yeah.
basically say I'm done and I'm not. Don't call me or don't contact me. But
Well, call me crazy, but I think I would accept that instead of having a big old insurance bill.
yeah,
But we don't want to get off on a tangent about,
yeah.
all this stuff. We're touching on politics. I don't want to do that. That's
Yeah.
there's no place for that here. So
So
Anyway.
I'm going to be starting my trench filling video soon. So
trench that you dug out last fall.
yeah, it is now full of weeds, full of grass, has grown all inside. It's just the biggest mess I've ever done in my life, and I'm just going to run the water line in wherever it is, or it's about 3.5 feet deep right now, and I'll put a layer of hard foam on top, like rigid insulation. I don't know, styrene, polystyrene, or something, whatever that thick foam
Yeah.
stuff is. Then I'll backfill it, and then we'll call it a day. But
What are you burying? A water line?
so water line for my farm, and in our area we're supposed to go down at least 4 feet to be under
Right.
the frost line. But I'm not that deep, so I'm going to risk manage and put some styrofoam insulation between, like, so it'll be the pipe and then the insulation, and then the 3.5 feet of earth. So
You're supposed to be
hopefully
4
that-
feet, but you're only 3.5.
Yeah.
You couldn't do the 6 inches?
No, because I'd have to fill the hole in again, because my backhoe won't
I
be
mean,
able
you're
to dig
almost there,
sideways.
Ross. You're almost there.
What's 6 inches? Like,
Right.
come on.
But the foam seems like a good idea. I mean, the ground, to freeze that pipe, the ground would have to not only freeze down, it would have to freeze around it
right.
to freeze that. And how, I know you have some pretty brutal winters, but do you think, how typical would it be to get a frost at 4 feet deep? Is that severe, or is that common?
No, I think that's under the severe. Like this year, I don't think we reached nearly that. We had a late freeze, and then it kind of stayed warm and then stuff. So my ground didn't really freeze much at all. But if we get like sustained minus 40s for a couple weeks, then we're kind of in that range of needing to go below 4 feet.
Yeah. We had one day, like maybe 24 hours, where it was this past winter, where it was 8 degrees, which I don't know what that is in your world, but was 8 degrees. What's that? Like a little below? No, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I don't know either. It's
Anyway, 8 degrees American, and pipes were bursting, not underground, but my son has a pool filter, and he thought he emptied the water out of it, and out of one of the lines, and it burst. Neighbor has a barn up the road with PVC pipes. He thought he blew out all the pipes for the winter because the barn doesn't have heat, and split the lines. It's amazing the damage that freezing can do, and we've been spoiled the last few years to really not have anything like that. But it was a real cold snap there for a couple of days, and then it went away. But I realized that in where you are, you could have that for weeks at a time, really.
yeah. It's mainly in the minus 10 to 15s. Sometimes goes to minus 23, but when they're feeling really, when Mother Nature's feeling really aggravated, then it goes down to like the minus 40s, and then I'll be out snow blowing, and I'll be wearing my motorcycle helmet and all that kind of stuff. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Your You put it. Yeah, your tractor has a cab. It just goes around your head.
That's right.
That's it. So, hey, look,
Yeah.
Chris is back.
Hi, Chris.
Hopefully.
What? Oh no, he's. Anyway, for those of you who are watching, you can join Chris and Ross and myself if you have a question or if you want to say hi. You can jump on. I shared the link there. You can click on that link, and just like Ross and Chris did, you can jump on if you like. So.
And I see John was saying, let's talk about summer things.
Because that's true. Why are we talking about winter? Like,
Yeah,
what is that even about? Why?
That's my fault. Yeah.
I think we should talk about John's salsa and when is he going to start giving it away? Because I don't know if you saw his video. I think it was from today. A lot of tomato plants looking pretty healthy. So
he's
John is the tomato king, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready for some salsa.
Yeah.
We didn't plant a garden this year. We have one tomato plant in the backyard, and it's just a stray or a wild from, I guess, tossing a tomato in the backyard. It's a beautiful plant. I mean, it's humongous, and I hope it produces some tomatoes, but just basically a wild tomato plant. So, hey, I see a friend here in the background. Let's bring on Jason from Hoosier Helpers. Haven't seen Jason for a while. What's happening, Jason?
Hey, guys. Hey, I'm grilling burgers right now, so I can't stay long, but
nice.
I've been kind of out of the YouTube scene here lately. It's just
you have been. What's going on?
Just a lot of personal stuff, and I'm still doing a lot of tractor stuff, but most of it's for hire, and most customers don't want you filming on their property, so
I get that. Yeah.
I have to make a choice, right?
Yeah, that's always kind of an awkward conversation to have too, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm here to do some work, but and it's difficult too that we all know that recording your work slows you down.
Exactly, and even though you may adjust your rate, or the rate might be the same or the total cost might be the same to the customer, they think, am I paying for this Yahoo to be out here filming? And that's just a hard sell. So
remind us what equipment you have.
I've got the BX 2660, and then a King Cutter tiller, Bad Boy box blade, and then I've got my Kubota G1800, and I've got my eyes on a Bad Boy 60-inch zero-turn mower.
Ooh, nice.
So it needs a lot of work, and I'm hoping to trade a couple days of labor or a week of labor for it because it's one of my customers. And if I get it, that would be a great wintertime project. Get it ready for next year, and then potentially sell the G1800 just because it's significantly slower. So
yeah. So what you're doing is probably of interest to a lot of people, and whenever you have to go flip your burgers or sign off,
sure,
please say so. But you're doing what a lot of people with equipment think about. Like, I've got this equipment, I wonder if I could make a few bucks with it. I mean, is this a side business for you, or have you gone full-time landscaper?
Yeah.
Or?
No, I mean, I still work for Cat, so that's the bread and butter for the household. But it's a side business. Annually, I'm looking to bring in $10,000 to $12,000 this year alone.
Mm-hmm.
Garden tilling is pretty profitable. If you can line out your jobs and you go from one job to the next, it's not uncommon for me to make $1,000 in a day tilling gardens.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
So you just got to get your route down, and you got to get your customer base, and that's the trickiest part, is finding the customers. And since Facebook Marketplace frowns on advertising services, it's a little more tricky. Nextdoor's a website that some people will go on, and then community pages within Facebook, you'll oftentimes see people looking for garden tilling. So
I did not know that about Marketplace, about services.
Yep, services are not allowed.
Is that a new thing?
Nope, been out there. I actually had them take down one of my posts for stump removal. They flagged it as a service. So I'm not saying that I don't post on Marketplace for garden tilling, but you just have to do it in a way that doesn't flag any of their automated systems. So,
Right.
But I think you can do equipment rental, And so my thought is do equipment rental, tractor and tiller rental for an hour, operator included.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but
It's
one of the
interesting.
tricks,
I've seen that because you look at items on Marketplace. Like I would love to have a dump trailer, so I look at dump trailer, and I'll see a dump trailer for $400. I'm like, oh, that's good, and I click on it. It's like dump trailer rental $400. Like you're saying, it's probably somebody actually using it or exactly what you're talking about.
exactly. And so, but anybody that's on the show tonight, just some words of advice. If you're looking at doing it, first thing to always ask for is, have you called Julie or whoever your dig folks are? I've taken out a few internet lines because they had them marked and there's nothing in their backyard, and then I end up hitting it. So that's one. And then ask about gates and fences and things like that. Know what you're getting into before you get there. And then if they don't have their garden laid out, definitely bring a bunch of white flags with you so you can mark it out, show them what the dimensions are going to be, and then do flat rate pricing. So my garden pricing is $75 for 30 by 50 or smaller. And I also charge $3 a mile from my house one way. So I just Google map it one way, multiply it by 3 for travel time. That will kind of steer away the people that are 50 miles away, because they're like, well, it's $150 for travel and $75 for garden tilling. I can't afford to be driving everywhere and burning hours that I could be tilling. And just cherry pick the jobs. If all you're trying to do is make a couple $1,000s tilling gardens, cherry pick which ones you go into and then go from there. So
that's really interesting because, like I said, I think we've all thought about it. I know I have, and I have the tiller on my tractor, and I thought, man, I would love to till some gardens for people. But then I started thinking about, like you're talking about, the liabilities, and am I going to get enough business to make it worthwhile to, I don't know what insurance would cost and all that. And I thought if I hit one water line tilling, it's like this wasn't worth anything.
Yeah, and that's where asking them to mark it out or have Julie come out and mark it out that's mandatory, that they have to do it if it's a new garden. If it's existing garden, I don't require it. And I ask that question, is this new or existing? And then I used to do 3 passes for new gardens. And what I found is that it causes additional undulations. It's more up and down than if I just do 2 passes. So I just now do 2 passes, and you get 2 passes, either a new garden or existing.
Right. Now you're using the term Julie. Is that a Midwest term?
I don't know. That's what they call before you dig.
I've never heard that
before. The website here is called Julie. You can go on to julie.com or julie.org, I think, and then request the lines marked.
Yeah, around here, it's Miss Utility.
Have you heard of that, Chris?
No, I was going to say it's Miss Utility around here.
Okay. Yeah. I think
City of Ottawa is what we would call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think on the side of the truck it's called UCIS, but so those are some biggies. As far as insurance goes, I don't carry any liability insurance. Maybe risking it when it comes to that, but I figure as long as there's no lines, there's not going to be any high dollar damage I can potentially cause. More damage to my tractor than anything. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's like a critical mass you have to reach to probably make it worthwhile. If you're if you're doing jobs and if you're making $10,000 or $12,000 a year, that's nice side income. But then if you start adding in insurance and it's like, well, now I have to get more serious about getting even more jobs, and time only permits so much. So
exactly,
that's a tough thing.
That's the biggest limiting factor that I have is time and the scope of jobs. I can't charge $100 an hour if I'm doing manual labor. So I've got varying rates. Short-term rate is $100 an hour if it's 2 hours or less. And then after 2 hours, it goes to 75 if it's less than 4 hours, and then it goes down to 35 if it's a full day. So, and then if it's a repeat customer, I start cutting them in bills and really start reducing it. But yeah, the tiller and the pallet forks and stump bucket, those are the most used tools that I found. I've got a few other attachments that they don't make money. They may have covered their own cost over the year that I owned them, but they're not really generating revenue.
Right. I have a question again about the call before you dig.
Mhm.
So whether it's that or 811 or 311 or numbers that you call, those are just for public utilities, right? Like
Yep.
as a private landowner, I wouldn't call before I dig, and they're not going to find my water lines that somebody else might have buried 6 inches deep, right? It's only public utilities.
Yeah, they won't. That actually was a situation where I had a customer that wanted his entire backyard tilled up. It was essentially a weed patch. He wanted it tilled up and then seeded. So I went in and tilled it and found a 110 buried cable that somebody had dropped in, and it was literally an inch below the sod. And I mean, ripped it all out, and I felt bad. But he's like, I didn't know about it. He was a new owner to the house. Previous owners installed it. And then later we actually found splices in it that had been put together with a 20-ounce pop bottle wrapped around it and
Wow.
a roll of tape. And that literally was at the surface. The rain had washed the dirt off of it. And it's maybe, we all look for miracles in our life and hoping for miracles. And I kind of looked at that as probably a miracle that he's got little kids.
Yeah.
And what if they're out there playing with live power wires?
Right.
So what you're saying is you did the guy a favor by digging it up.
Exactly. Yeah. And, saving children one day at a time.
Yeah.
But I ended up going in and correcting the situation for him. I spent a couple hours out there. We basically disconnected that leg because it tripped his breaker when I did it, obviously.
Yeah.
So we disconnected that. It was just a bad situation. It ran a line completely around the house for one light. He's like, the light didn't even work because of this other splice. And he said, just disconnect it. We're going to take out all these. They're basically street lights along their driveway. And we disconnected that leg and then got it situated so that it was a little more convenient for him. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, that is great information. I really appreciate you jumping on here tonight and sharing that with us. I'm sure a lot of people really are interested in that. I've got somebody else in the background here I'm going to bring on.
Well, I do need to run. My kids have came and asked me about food twice now.
Yeah.
So
Feed the kids.
you guys have a great evening, and I'll continue listening, but I probably won't be able to chime in much. So
Thank you. Jason. Take care of
Good
yourself.
to see you, Jason. You're looking good, Jason.
Looking young.
Yeah, definitely.
I had to shave off the beard because it was as much white as you've got. And I'm like, I'm not that old.
Oh, you guys just shut up.
Ross isn't that old either.
All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good night.
Take care. We will replace Jason with our friend here, the Salsa King, John Ritter.
Hey there,
John,
guys.
what are you in
Thought
a
I'd come
treehouse?
join all you old guys.
What?
What are you up in a treehouse there, John?
I'm at the cabin.
He's at the
Everyone
cabin.
knows it, you guys. It's unbelievable. I've got 3 days up here at the cabin by
Nice.
myself.
Wow.
Whoa.
Nice.
That is fun.
Hey, John, are you going to do a fireside chat, live chat?
Fireside chat. Yeah. I don't know if I did that. I think last summer, or maybe
Yeah.
2 summers ago. Possibly. I've been tending to all kinds of different ongoings since I've been here. Just today, I spent the day at my mother's house. My mom, if you don't know, has been in Colorado for the past 2 years, helping my sisters, plural sisters. I have 2 sisters that live in Colorado. They ended up in Colorado somehow, and they both had babies 2 years ago, 15 days apart from each other.
Wow.
So I've got a niece and a nephew in Colorado that my mom has been helping taking care of, but my mother is coming home in about a week, so I had to get her place all set to go. I mowed grass and did all sorts of cleaning, and I'm exhausted, you guys. I'm beat. It's been a long day.
How far is the cabin from your mother's home?
Probably 15 minutes, actually.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's very nice.
yeah. You've probably heard me talk about remember the farm homestead that had the tree damage on it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
well.
remember
Love
if you
those
watched
videos.
those videos? So that happened a few years ago, and that farmstead belongs to 2 sisters, not my sisters, elderly sisters who live out in Vermont.
Mhm.
Their names are Ruthie and Allie. They also own this cabin, but this cabin my dad built, so we kind of get to use it. So
That's
it's
really neat.
kind of a cool thing. But
That is neat.
yeah, their farmstead is actually closer to my mother's house than the cabin is. But anyway, I got 4 properties up here that I take care of when no one's around, so I've been busy.
You have. Well, that's really a beautiful cabin, and obviously it has electricity and connectivity. You're online, apparently.
Well, I'm actually using my phone's hotspot, so if I'm a little
Okay.
fuzzy, that's why. But it's a nice.
You're
clear
very
night.
actually. It's
Looking
really
out at-
sharp.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's working
Oh,
well.
good.
Crystal clear.
Wonderful.
So these ladies are in Vermont, but they have these properties in way out in Minnesota.
They grew up in Minnesota. They were born and raised in Minnesota, and their family was a logging, farming, and before that they were hotel owners back in the logging days. They owned a massive, beautiful piece of property, had an amazing dairy farm back in the day, but they still have the original homestead from 1883, I think it was built. So
That's the one that the tree fell on.
that is the one. And I drove past it today. I didn't stop, but the builders were there. They're putting the siding up in the eaves. The whole roof got replaced.
They're still working on that.
They're still, yeah, it's a slow going
Wow.
process up here. Nothing gets done too fast around here. But yeah, they're still working on it. It's really shaping up. It's looking good. And the ladies, Ruthie and Alice, will be here, I think, July 13th. So I've got to get this place ready and their place ready. And
Yeah.
I got a lot of work to do.
Well, I'm glad that they saved that house because that was a neat. I don't know if you went inside, if you showed any videos inside, but I know just the outside of it. It was a beautiful place.
It is a museum when you walk into it, Ed. I mean, it takes you back in time because they haven't been around for a long time. I mean, they moved out east probably in the 70s, I'm guessing, and everything in that house is almost original. It's incredible.
Wow.
I have a neighbor with a house that was on the tax map. It's dated like 1756 or something, which is just amazing to me when you think about America and our history. And I know we're a young country, but 1776, to think of anything older than that, it's amazing. It's just it was a little farmhouse, a little cabin, a little cottage, and they've added on to it, but not a lot. It's still, I've never been inside of it, but it's, again, to think of something being that old, to me is pretty amazing. And I know you go to other countries and they have things that are hundreds and hundreds of years old, but still, it's a lot for here. So, but boy, what a beautiful backdrop though that cabin is. Like you couldn't ask for a better background.
Oh, thanks. It's terrific. When my dad built it, the Ruthie and Allie, they didn't want the inside walls finished. They wanted open studs and everything. And then they began to stay here a little bit later in the fall where it got colder. They haven't been here since COVID. So COVID and going through Canada border has kind of kept them away. But before they left, my job was to finish the inside because they wanted it insulated. So that was kind of a fun job that I did. So I finished.
Wow, that is quite a job.
My dad finished off the kitchen, so I just kind of did what he did because of the pipes and stuff. So the kitchen is kind of behind me. I don't know. I moved I'm in the way.
Did he build it for them or did he build it and sell it to them?
He built it for them. Yep.
For them. Okay.
They've always had this little lake lot here, and it's just a 50-foot piece of lake lot, but it's gorgeous. We've got a nice beach. It's perfect. So, he built it for them, and they paid him to build it. So that's
Did you help him at all during that time?
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
did?
got to help him a lot.
How
So.
neat for you to be there, kind of in the presence of your dad. Then, that's really neat.
This place was completed in 2014. My dad passed away in 2015. So this was kind of his last big project.
How about that?
Very, it's a special place for me to come to.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
I'm so happy for you that you have that continued relationship with these ladies. That's so nice.
They're wonderful, and my girls get a package from them in the mail about once a month, just a care package full of toys and gifts and candy and stuff, and they just love it. So just wonderful people to be friends with. Yeah. So Ross, we got to stop talking about winter stuff. What's the deal here? We're talking about the days getting shorter here and everything. My goodness, I had to come on just to make sure that doesn't happen anymore.
We tried talking about tomatoes and salsa. Those are summertime things.
Yeah, I heard you guys calling me. So
Yeah.
here I am. Tomatoes are doing well. I knew that video wouldn't do very well today, though. But thanks for commenting, Chris. Appreciate it.
How many? How early do you start your tomato plants? Do you start them from seeds?
No, I buy them. They're about 6-inch plants when I buy them from a greenhouse.
And how early do you plant them?
Memorial Day. I get them in right after Memorial
And
Day.
you already have tomatoes or just plants right now?
No, I don't have tomatoes yet. I just
Okay.
have plants.
All right. I was going
Just
to say that's
start-
really productive. That's
It looked like you had blooms though.
Yes, I got a few blooms, so I think they're gonna do really well this year. So they're looking good. Yeah, I think I have 80 plus plants.
Wow.
All mostly Roma tomatoes, a couple cherry tomatoes just for the kids, and a couple early girls because they like BLTs.
how many plants do you have
About 80 or 90, somewhere between that.
on your property?
At our house, yeah.
Wow.
Right in our little garden along our fence.
Well, you make salsa, but we always feel like we overplant tomato. Like, well, you get tomato plants, they're so little. I'm like, I'll plant 8 or 10 of these, and then it's just crazy how much
Yeah.
you get.
Well, the extras my girls will sell, like a lemonade stand, but they'll have a tomato vegetable stand, and they'll donate their money to, I think last year was Children's Hospital, and the year before that was the school or something. But they like to do that, so it's fun.
Great.
Fun for everyone.
I see a question here for Ross. I don't know what this means. Did you get a new grill?
If it's a cooking grill, we have the Blackstone griddle, the 36-inch griddle. And if it's a grill for my tractor, no, it's the same grill.
No, wait a minute. I think this is kind of a winter question, though, isn't it, Ross? Wasn't that grill?
No, I didn't break.
Grill?
So, yes, that was the neighbor's barbecue that I chewed up with my snowblower. And no, I did not give them a new
I remember
grill.
now. Hey, fellas, I need to give away some stickers. I don't know if you'd like to participate in any way, but if you'd like to, you can.
I'll join in.
I'll join
Look
in.
at that.
Yeah.
John's looking for stickers.
I think I got stickers. And I can hold them up and be like the cool old guys.
So,
All right.
David, I will not be taking on that job this winter. I'm actually going back to work more often now, so I don't have the ability to just plow their driveway whenever it was working out for them. So I've told them I'm not plowing the driveway. They have a lot of stuff that gets moved around their property at all the different times, and I can never keep straight where I should be plowing and where not. I broke so many shear pins because of that this year that I won't be doing their driveway again.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right, let's get away. How many of you guys are going to include, whether it's going to be one or more, but anyway, you'll get an envelope or multiple envelopes because they'll all come from 4 different locations. Sound good? Hey, here's what we're going to do, though. Nice, Chris.
Put them on the inside of your glasses.
So, if you've not entered before or played before, anybody can enter to win tonight. And you're going to enter a screen, a term on the screen, the way you see it in the live chat here. So enter this word, #summer. There you go, John. #summer.
And Jason just said that he's going to supply some stickers as well.
Jason from Who's Your Helpers is going to as well. So how about that? You're getting 5 for 1. So type in #summer in the live chat, and we'll do a little drawing here. While we're waiting for this, I don't want to call out anybody, and ask for their age, but who's the youngest person here? Is it John or is it Ross? I don't know anybody's ages.
I'm 51.
John keeps calling us the old guys. So
44. You are old guys.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you-
God.
Wow.
Are you old enough to be on here? I don't think so.
no kids allowed. Come on,
Barely. Yeah.
Ross, you're older or younger?
I'm 51.
Okay,
Older and wiser.
Yeah.
all right. So John's the baby.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes Chris the oldest then?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Point
By
that
far.
out.
Well,
Yes, I'm pretty sure I
by
am.
far.
Wise old owl.
By the way, who's the youngest? Oh yeah. Oh sorry, my memory. It's going.
Check your underwear.
John and I are right there. We're right there together. He's 44. I'm 55. See that?
Perfect. Look at
Yep.
that. How about that? So close. We're like brothers.
So close. That's right. So I got it. But Chris, I got to give it to you that in an open contest, you're looking pretty young, my friend.
Very good.
Well,
Yep.
I never thought of you as a liar before, but
I don't know.
thank
I don't
you.
know if it's the Just for Men that you use, but it looks good up there.
All looking well. All looking good, guys.
All right, so we got 34 entries. I think we can hit the draw button. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Hit it.
Let's do it.
All right. Who's it gonna be?
Who is it? John.
Hey,
Master.
John
Wow!
Master.
Congratulations, John.
Way to
This
go,
must be
John.
rigged.
It's rigged.
That's rigged.
Where's Arnie been? I haven't been accused of
Yeah.
this giveaway for a while. Are you out there, Arnie? Come on, man. Wow! Congratulations, John. You're gonna be
All sorts
getting
of stickers.
5 separate envelopes. One of them
My
from way
goodness.
up in Canada. One of them from out in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, you betcha, yo.
That's awesome. I'm trying to close this window. Wow, that's exciting. Congratulations, John. Thank you, fellas, for contributing to that. Really do appreciate it. So
You bet.
next week isn't next week the 4th of July holiday?
It is.
My phone.
Is it
There it
really?
is.
Holy cow! How'd that happen so fast?
Right?
Jeez.
It's going to be winter before you know it, John.
Watch it now. I'm a school teacher. I'm going to enjoy this summer as much as I can.
That's right. That's right. He's got his. I forgot.
When do you have to go back to work, John?
Shame on you for even asking, Chris. I will not answer that question.
Hey, seriously though, I know my family members in the South. They end the school year very early, but they also start very early. They're like they end in May and they start in August. What do you guys do up there?
We start around Labor Day, and it's usually the week right after Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, same here. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's usually what it's been. Of course,
Yeah.
this last year I think we started the week before Labor Day, I believe, and then we're out by early June. I think our last day with students this year was June 2nd. So
Right.
Wow.
Wow. Our kids go into like the second week of June and then go back also right after Labor Day typically.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I wish we had all year school. I really do, and then just have a couple weeks here that we're off, and a couple weeks there, and a couple weeks here throughout the year. Because I love the fall time. I would love to be able to get up north and
Kind of break it up some.
Exactly, break it up a little bit. Because honestly, summer gets pretty long, and I get into bad habits because I stay up too late and I eat way too many chips and salsa. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just get into bad habits. So I'd rather just have that routine that I'm getting up early and I'm doing something, and but who knows?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Whatever. Is what
All
it
right.
is.
Well, listen, thanks for joining me, John. I hope you have a good time up there at the cabin. Ross and Chris, thanks for jumping on tonight. It's always a blast.
Sure,
Again,
thanks for
being the
having us.
holiday next Tuesday is the holiday. I got to play it by ear for next Monday's live stream because I got a lot of projects going on that I don't know if I get caught up. I might have to not have one Monday, but I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. I don't know for sure. We're
I
allowed to have
might
holidays,
do one
all right?
maybe Wednesday night. I might do one Wednesday. Let's say I do one Wednesday night. What time
Next
should I do?
day
a live
after 4th of July, July 5th? You're talking about next
from now.
Next Wednesday? Tomorrow? I mean, this Wednesday?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
today?
Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yeah.
Today's the
Today's
26th. So
Monday. Are you on summer
right.
vacation too?
So 2 days from now, you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I
do it.
will. So stay tuned for that.
Maybe do your
Hopefully I'll-
fireside chat. Well, we'll stay tuned. We'll watch for it if you do. We'll be
Yeah.
looking. Everybody, check out John's channel. Redbert will do. And if you're not subscribed to it so you get the notification when he goes live. And if you're not subscribed to Ross on the Land, subscribe to that. And if you're not subscribed to the Watershed Overlook, subscribe
50 more to
That
go.
as well.
50 more to go.
Oh, let's go.
50 more. Just 50 more?
Yeah.
You're at 9. Awesome.
Getting close.
Let's get Chris over the
Well, with
finish
my
line
very
there.
prolific output, it's shocking that it
subscribers.
hasn't
Okay.
happened before.
You're doing well. You put out really good content. So
Yes, we do. Yeah.
we
you.
appreciate you being here for sure. So, all right. Well, thanks again to the 4 of you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody for watching tonight. Look forward to seeing you next time. Might be next week. Might see you Wednesday night at John's. It might be in the live chat if I can get over there and join. But thanks for being here. Have a great week. Enjoy summer. It's official. So enjoy every minute of it. And I look forward to seeing you next time.